How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be installing some Maxspeeding rod coilovers on the TSX today. So yeah, let me get the back jacked up, or let me go over. I'm going to be doing the back, and then I'm going to be doing the front. So let me get the back all jacked up, get the wheels off, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so me and Chris got the stock coil out, as you can see over here. If you compare the two, this is the Maxspeeding rod compared to the OEM one. The Maxspeeding rod is maxed out, which it gives it a 3.5 inch difference between the stock coil. So me and him are gonna put it in, put the other end in, show y'all the front, put the front in, bring that bitch out, and take some cinematics. So let's get this put on.
Right now, the issue we're running into, guy's stupid and he bought the wrong coilovers. That's what happened.
I ain't buy the wrong coilovers. Honda Accord coilovers fit on TSXs. It's actually a couple days later, before Chris actually got on to me for getting the wrong coilovers. There is no difference. The thing is the bushing on the lowers, or the rear lower coilover, it's different
Hold
between
on.
Accord, TL, TSX, but they all consist of the same strut assembly. With different coilovers, actually, they come with washers to compensate for the size. Like, say if you were to get actual TSX coilovers and put it on an Accord, they have washers to fill in the gap. So what I did, which is why it's a couple days later, is I had to cut the bushing. As you can see, the bushing is cut. I just made it flush on both of them, actually. The other one is over there. So even though Chris messed up my knuckle, which isn't a big deal, well, I mean, kind of is, because it's a little bit dangerous, we're hot boying this shit. Because I don't care. We're slamming for cheap, maxing out some motherfucking Maxspeeding rod coilovers. Who cares? I'm going to compare different brands over the course of building this. So starting off with some cheap ass coilovers, then I'll move up to Rev 9s, which is a little bit better, and then down the road BCs, Fortunato, whatever. I ain't doing no motherfucking bags though, cause static. Fuck bags. I had a mini truck that was bagged. You guys seen that. That was a living nightmare. It was badass, but it was a living nightmare. It leaked and a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it could have been because it was half-assed, but I didn't do it. But I also don't want to have to deal with dumping money into air suspension. So, static. Drive it, park it how you drive it. Exactly. So, I'm gonna get the back, well, turn the car around, jack up the back. I'm actually gonna do the passenger side first, then the driver's side, and then turn it around again and do the fronts. You might ask why I'm doing the backs first, even though the car is already pulled in forwards. The backs are kind of harder, in my personal opinion. It shouldn't be now because the bushings are cut. But it's like relatively harder just because of trying to get into the back seat and loosen the two 14mm bolts. So let me get this turned around, jacked up, get the wheel off, and continue. Alright, so before I start, actually, I want to measure from the bottom of the arch to the ground, which I already did with this little tape measure. And it was 27 inches from the back quarter panel to the ground, and the front was just, I think it was like 26 3/4. So I mean, I'll compare it whenever it's done, and I'll have b-roll I'll show real quick of both things. So yeah, here's the back, here's the front. So yeah, I'm gonna get it jacked up now, get these stock coils out, and put the coilovers in. Alright guys, so I got the back end. It was actually a lot easier than I was anticipating. I got both of them in like within like 45 minutes of actual labor work. It is like 2 hours later because I like to procrastinate sometimes. And boo-boos. I get boo-boos. But I don't know how I feel about it. It's not low enough for me. It is damn stiff as fuck though. So yeah. Let me get the front end and pull it out and probably go get cinematics or just wait for one of my buddies to come and get rollers or something. So yeah. Alright guys, so I got the stock front coil out. I also would like to remind you guys that if you go low, to make sure to take out your damn, it's hot, the damn fender wells, because if not, you'll just rub on them and a whole bunch of other stuff. But with the fronts, there's a 3-inch difference compared to the rear, which is a 3.5. So yeah, let me get this one in, get the other side in, and then I should be done. Alright guys, so it is a few days later. I did in fact get the coilovers all installed, which I'll show you the difference because of the B-roll and stuff. I think it's like maybe an inch difference, which kind of doesn't make sense when the fronts the difference in strut was 3 inches, and same thing with the rear being 3.5 difference from stock, and it only dropping it an inch. Kind of doesn't make sense. Oh well. I am gonna go like over it how I did with the headlight video. So I'm gonna go pull the car out, go take some cinematics. I'm actually gonna take them at the same place I took the headlight video, just so like I'm gonna transition it and so it's still before and after. So yeah, let me go drive there and then just do the review, go over it, and give my personal opinion on these Maxspeeding rod coilovers. So let's go do some cinematics.
I got red on my mind, and I'll die behind mine. If he gang, then I'ma slide, and I'll die behind mine. So many times I lost hope. Remember, I ain't had nothing but I feel close. Now they show me love, I want it.
Alright guys, so we are in the review of it now. So we're going to be going over quality, price, installation, and just overall. So with quality, Rev 9, or damn, I'm so used to having Rev 9s, it's really bad. I should have just got Rev 9s in the first place. However, Maxspeeding rods aren't that bad as people say they are. Yes, I mean, there's some like here and there, like with the dampening adjustability, you don't get 32 notches, you only get 24. And then like with the rear cups for the Maxspeeding rods, which here's the Maxspeeding rods versus Rev 9. The Maxspeeding rods are significantly longer compared to Rev 9s or BCs or stuff like that. So in my personal opinion, if you want to go get Maxspeeding rods, don't get them for stance. Do it for either street or like track orientated setups. You're not gonna go low on these at all unless you do some like fabrication to the cups, whatever. Just if you have the money and you say you want to do a time attack car, Maxspeeding rods would be perfectly fine for you. But if you want low and you're doing it for stance, Rev 9 or something else, because like with Rev 9s you get 32 notches of dampening versus the 24, so you get a little bit more stiffer, a little bit lower, and just the quality for a $500 coil versus a $250 coil, there's a little bit, like, it's a little bit better. However, Maxspeeding rods, I will 100% go get them. If you have the money and want to do track, or you just want your car to be a little bit lower, so where you're not like monster truck fitment, go get them. But for slamming, doing stance, Rev 9, BCs, something else. Installation. if you don't know how to install coilovers, definitely look up YouTube videos. I mean, it is relatively easy on a TSX. It's legit 2 14mm bolts on the top for the rear, and then a 17mm bolt on the bottom for the rear. And then for the front, it's almost the same thing. It's just a little bit different. There's a 14, a 17, and then you have to take your strut brace out. Not really out, just unbolt the bolts. So I mean, installation, pretty good. I forget what the other one is. It's price, quality, and installation. Oh yeah, price. So yeah, okay. So for $260, you wouldn't be complaining at all. Like, there's legit nothing wrong with these coilovers. Yeah, I guess Maxspeeding rod back in the day was bad, but these coilovers, they're pretty good. Like, I actually had my Rev 9s when I was younger. The studs that hold on, that bolt, like, go through your car and bolt up, on my Rev 9s, they actually came out. With these, they did not. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. Yeah, so, dude, if you, like I said, if you want to do it for track or just for better handling, better, like, just so it's not looking like a monster truck, go for it. But, like, 260, dude. 260 and you're lowered. It's not as low as you want to be if you want to do stance, but it's still going to be low. So, I mean, you don't, like, it still has function in the $260. So, my overall rating over these Maxspeeding rods, I'm gonna have to give it probably, like, a solid 4, dude. Because, like, they're good, yes, but there's room. Because if you could get the cups off of a Rev 9 and put them on the Maxspeeding rod, it would make it so much better. Also, I'm gonna put the B-roll again for the height difference. So here's the before for front and rear, and then here's the after for the front and rear. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. The next one is going to be the headliner. That's why I kept the seats out, so stay tuned for the headliner. I'm shagging it, because, I mean, my Toyota had shag. I want to do this shag, but I'm actually doing the A, B, and C pillars as well, just so it's more shag and legit. I'm basically going to be doing everything that's fabric gray into the shag, so yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the rest. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace.